How do you use an art book properly? There are three ways to use an art book. The first way is copy method. The copy method is just to simply copy as suggested by the name itself. To copy one to one using a grid or eyeing it. This method is much more simpler than every other method you could ever imagine or encounter as someone who learns something. When you copy things, you actually take it word for word, line for line, sentence for sentence, every other thing, just copying it down, simply just like that. That's just the copy method. And there are numerous ways to actually copy things. And even they are even making more methods to actually copy things now, which is using 3D models in the background when you have an application like CSP, Clip Paint Studio, or Clip Studio Paint. We have something like that. You can trace over the 3D forms and then just get it done quickly. I think those are for commercial works usually, because if you don't care about what you are working on, then you are just going to use the shortest shortcuts that you can actually find. It's not that hard to comprehend, right? And it's okay if you are doing something commercial. Maybe you are trying to make tons of illustration for a film, or just want to get the work done quickly. Then you use shortcuts like copying, like tracing. But copying is for something else too, something much more important, and those are designs. Designs such as ornamental designs and Victoria designs. Those designs that have floral patterns or geometric patterns. They are very important to making textures look good, and that is what I like about copying itself. That's the only thing I like about copying actually. For textures, it is good. When you're trying to draw a rock, you look at the rock you're trying to draw, you try to understand how the light works on its texture. So that's what the copy method is for. It's very fast, it's reliable, and it's simple. But when you're trying to deal with complex subjects, or skillfulness, or artistic integrity, it's actually really low. That's the problem. It's low on those side, but it's good when I try to make things commercially. In our day and age, you have to get it done fast. So people trace, people copy whatever they want to just get the job done. So that's the copy method. For the second method is the analytic method. The analytic method requires you to actually take your time to understand things. And I'm not talking about just spending a minute or two. You're actually going to spend about an hour trying to learn about a part of the body, maybe an arm or a leg, or the head, construction of the head. You're going to spend a lot of time on it more than just copying it straight up. I like this method because it means that you can actually draw it off head, draw it without reference and without actually, trying to look at the reference again. For example, if I wanted to draw a character, I can draw the character without actually taking a look at any reference. I can actually draw a manga without any reference. I can draw a lot of things without the reference at hand. That's a good reason to use the analytical method, which requires you to understand things very, very, very deeply. There are a lot of things I can't actually draw because I've not studied them before. I've not even copied them before. So, what's the con? The con is that it takes time, and it's not that good from a commercial perspective. If you're trying to make commercial art, if you're trying to make quick box art, if you want to get money quickly or something like that, it's not as good for it. It's only good for trying to understand the art for yourself. So, and then we move on to the last method, which is at the moment learning. At the moment learning is when you actually have the book on hand and you actually can read the book when you need something. Not when you actually want to learn, but when you want to understand something. It's like copying, but it's not exactly copying. It's more like understanding little by little whenever you need to understand it. Maybe you're stuck. Maybe you're drawing an arm or a leg. Let's say a leg. The upper leg, and then you are stuck somewhere in the middle. And then you forgot the muscles especially those going from the inner pelvis, the inner part of the pelvis down to the leg. You forgot how it actually looks like, or you forgot the inner part of the leg itself. That the shape of the leg is actually be on the inside, the upper leg. You actually need to look at the book and read it properly again to understand. That's advanced learning. You have the book on hand or in your phone, PDF file. I like PDF files better because I can just open it easily without actually going to look for a book. So you only look at it just like that, and then you learn it again, and then you use it. This is very, very efficient, especially when I'm working commercially too. This is actually pretty efficient. It's like the combination of number 1 and 2, the combination of copy method and analytical method. So that is what you should take notice of when you're trying to do that. So actually, this video is pretty much done. That's actually just it. So how do you actually use the book? Now, those are the ways that I just stated. Just use the book, any one of the ways. Actually, you can learn any of the ways. I prefer at the moment learning when you're trying to understand things after you have read a lot of other books. Morpho, I know the Morpho series is a very good art book series that's made especially for artists that want to learn things in the most simple and efficient ways. So I think it's the best way to actually learn forms, especially the simplified anatomy book. It's very good. So no, I'm not sponsored. So I'll be releasing more videos per week, per days. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll be releasing more videos for you to watch. So thanks for watching this. Subscribe. Do anything you want. Goodbye.